Hi. Okay, mic's working. What do we see? We see a variety of things here. You see me with my new glasses. My hair's up. I know it's a mess. It's like 85 or something outside today. I'm gonna make some curry powder from scratch. Looks like we're 3 minutes in, so if ads ran, which maybe they did, I don't know what the hell's going on, then hopefully they're over. Um, so I will be doing the curry powder, but first, I need to get a new batch of masala going. So, I mean, that'll get time for people to show up and um, come see the main event, right? I'm using the same from My Heart Beets, BEETS.com ingredient for the masala, the onion masala, because it was fantastic. I went through all of it. Well, I mean, my son and my friend Lori still have some, but I used some with my son and at home, and I'm out. And this is I decided to keep it in the house ingredient. So I'm gonna get that going. I need like 2 pounds of onions. Maybe I'll weigh them. It's about 6. I'm not too precious about it. I'm gonna try standing as long as I can. I should probably put my mat down for my feet. Sorry, I haven't been streaming a whole lot. I've been having some pain issues, so we'll see how long I last standing. Um, I mean, standing itself doesn't usually hurt until my foot swells up, which it happened a few times recently. But where's my mat? There it is, by the toolbox. Um, I think I might have a hernia. Fun, right? I had a cough, a really nasty cold a few weeks back, and I strained muscles, like you do sometimes you get that cold, like your diaphragm. But also it was down at my lower abdomen. I was having this pain. I was like, okay, I strained some muscles, but then on one side, it didn't heal up. It didn't get better. And then in the last week, it got worse, like hot poker burning, ow, when I sneeze or cough or blow my nose or whatever. So um, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. We'll see what we can figure out, if anything. I'm very used to, with autoimmune issues, not being able to figure it out. And then sometimes things mysteriously go away. Which reminds me, I have to check. I don't think I got the call to make the appointment, but I can check with my doctor about the ultrasound I need of my heart because I have an enlarged aorta that was only found because of another test that a doctor suggested to me. Heart calcium score. It's not very expensive. No insurance covers it though. Um, I got it on sale. Sale on medical procedures, right? Weird. Um, for like $99, and it's usually just over 100, but it checks to see if you have any calcium buildup in your heart or your arteries, like if you're in danger of stroke. And I've got genetically high cholesterol. I've been on statins for years, and I do not react well to statins. Oh boy, they suck. And I miss grapefruit, but I have zero calcium score. I have no buildup. High cholesterol is not actually a danger to me. So I'm off the statins, which is great, but they found that I have an enlarged aorta. Yay, bleeding heart leftist liberal. Proven. Um, by the way, hi, I'm September, also known as Night of 12. I've been food and drink streaming just since last October. I've been streaming in general for, I don't know, 10, 12 years, I don't know, something. A long time. My Twitch channel is, I've been made aware recently, like 16 years old. Probably due to my involvement in the Frog Pants and Diamond Club communities. Not exactly sure. Don't remember. But food and drink is something I've always wanted to do. I've loved cooking for a very long time. I like to show people how to cook. I like to enable and empower people through cooking. I meet so many people and think, I can't cook. I met this wonderful lady. Um, I am going to weigh these. Let me get my scale. Last weekend, whose name was Lisa. And she said, I can't cook. I would love you could show me stuff. I'm like, great. And then as we were talking, she was talking about all the great stuff she cooks. She apparently has issues with, she burns something like pork chops. And so thinks she can't cook anything that needs an eye on it. And getting the hang of how to cook things so you like them, right? So they're medium or medium rare or however you like them can take some practice. But I hate to see anybody give up because they overcook something once. But they do a lot of, one pot meals, and I've been using my Instapot more lately. So maybe she can get some stuff here, but maybe I can help her along with all of you gain some confidence about, trying new things or trying something again. Look at that. I got my 2 pounds of onions. And even though the recipe says that's about 6, it's what I would call less than 6. I mean, I know it depends on your size of your onions, but look at this guy. He's little. So anyway, I try to do a lot of basic things, as well as new things maybe people haven't done. I did the spice blends stream recently. Today I'm going to do homemade curry because, man, it's magical. I haven't done it in years, and my husband, after me stinking up the house good with my spice blends, was like, man, I miss when you used to make curry. Make the whole house smell awesome. So I'm going to do that today in a little bit. I should be making these onions smaller. Fine. So I want to do some 5-spice too. Mine's pretty worn out, but I don't have any Sichuan peppercorns, so I'm gonna have to order some because I'm not gonna find those here in my little town. So let's get this masala started in the Instant Pot, which involves onions, garlic, tomatoes, a bunch of spices. And probably as soon as I get the onions browning, I'll go ahead and start the curry. I don't know if I'm gonna make a double batch or a single batch. I told my friend Lori I'd give her some. So I should probably double it. But I have a new edition of How to Cook Everything, and I had originally used Mark Bittman's curry recipe, basic recipe, and I had made some small adjustments to my preference. And I forgot that I had put that note in the book. When it fell apart, and I threw it away. My new edition, I was looking at this recipe, and it is not the same as it didn't even have turmeric in it. But that's okay. I mean, curry is one of those things, like there's a garam masala recipe in there. Garam masala is also a curry, right? Masala, like this is an onion masala. Masala means like spice blend, just like a curry is a blend. There are different, there's Madras curry, there's different curries from all over the place. Green and red and yellow, and some named by regions. So I looked at a few online. I looked at Bittman's, the one in his new book, and I do trust him. And I took some paper notes, like a Gen X do, and went ahead and got something together that I'm going to do today. I'll be toasting all the whole spices in a frying pan. I'll be able to show you what that looks like and talk about how it smells so you know when you're ready to go. I was going to use the new immersion blender attachment for blending Not sure if I'm going to or not. I do have my regular spice grinder out. Good job. It's a coffee grinder, but I only use it for grinding spices. That, depending on what the size of the batch looks like, I might grab the other device. But right now, we're just worried about getting this masala going. Okay. I'm going to turn this the Instant Pot on now because it kind of needs to preheat. Start. There we go. This thing's noisy, right? It should be a dice. This is really a chop. I don't remember that I actually diced it. I could have thrown this in the food processor. I didn't do that last time either, did I? I did all this chopping. Oops. To save myself all that trouble. But it's okay. I'm here talking to you guys about life, the universe. So I'm here to try and show people that anyone can cook. I make mistakes sometimes. Soon, I know I keep saying it, soon I plan to get on this cookbook recipe development. I've got almost everything I need lined up to get going on that. If anybody out there is good at tracking down people, I know I'm a little known for it, but I've been too busy with other stuff to track down the owner of the Delicious and Dungeon IP. I could use a connection. Having a publisher is not a problem. Getting official IP permission would be helpful, even though you cannot copyright recipes. Certainly branding and publicity would be easier if I got an official title when I get that cookbook done. But that's not really near done yet. Okay. Oil. I'm going to use not ghee today like I did last time. I'm going to use some just regular oil. So I want a half a cup. I'm not putting quite half a cup. And I need to get some water I forgot about, but I don't need that this second. Oh my gosh. So I've got this recipe up on my iPad, and I need to just print this sucker out because it keeps scrolling whenever I don't touch it away from where this is, and I do still kind of need it because I've only made this once before. Is there a print button? I have an idea. There we go. Oh, okay, need like a head of garlic. No sweat. The oil wants to heat a little bit before we throw the onions in, so I'm making a mess here today. I'm going to add a little more than this head. This head of garlic's small. And garlic is like one of my favorite things, so. And some of it's got a little germ. I'm not too worried about it with this, with all the other herbs in it. The little bit of bitterness that might add isn't going to ruin my masala or anything. Despite what some people would say. I know we got some great streamers on live right now. My stream tends to just take a lot less time, so I'll probably still be able to raid somebody cool like Kanaro when I'm done. So you can learn both. I also save my VODs here on Twitch. So you can go back and find a recipe you were interested in and might have missed, or see if there's something you're interested in. If you're not interested in this, I do have some more, basic things, everyday things And I plan to do more of those going forward. I also archive, that piece looks terrible. The VODs, not my gaming streams and stuff, but the recipe ones that we fully make something on, and I refer to Discord and stuff. I archive those on YouTube. So also 9 of 12 on YouTube. Easy peasy. All right. I will be using cheater ginger again in a tube. Love it. Don't care. All right. I'm going to get that quarter cup of water I'm going to need later just so I can take a splash of it to put into well, who knows where my freaking quarter cup measure is because children. I'm going to do it to guesstimate anyway. Okay, the oil's making the noise. My scraper. If you want a hand etch or an etch scraper with your name on it, let me know. I really should do some more of those soon, although I still haven't finished Lori's, which was supposed to be part of her Christmas present. But I gave her other stuff. And my friend's dad died yesterday, so I got some sewing projects coming up. She'd like me to make like pillow shams out of some of his old shirts for some of her family members. I think that's really sweet sentiment. I love that. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Let me know if you're interested in streaming any sewing projects. I haven't done that yet. Of course, since my middle kid moved back in, my sewing machine is still in the room that he's sleeping in now, my old craft room. But I could bring it out here. Switch from cooking to sewing. I did do etching out here. Okay. Let's get this garlic mashed up. Well, it's not really wanting to. It's okay. So, we're getting these onions browning. And that's going to be a good 20 minutes of just browning the onions and stuff. So, I might get to getting this curry done before I set the Instapot to finish the masala. I am going to mince this garlic smaller because I want to get a little heat out of it. I'm not going to put a lot of hot spice in this, especially because if I end up sharing it with my son again, he can no longer tolerate cayenne. Oh, he didn't get sick from the little bit I put in last time when we made the palak paneer. He gave me a big, big bottle of crushed pepper from Costco because he can't use it anymore. That makes me happy. All right. Let's give that a stir. I think I halved the recipe last time. I'm not doing that this time because I will use it all and I will share it with people. Okay. Get this garlic put aside. Bucket. All right. Okay. So, gonna have to keep an eye on the onions. So I'm going to leave that camera on them to do that. And let's play around and make a curry powder, right? That's what I brought you here for. So, can I get both? Yeah. There. I'm going to turn the pan on to warm up, because we do want that to begin with, because we need to toast all our spices. I'm going to bring this down. Ah. All right. I'll put things in my little cauldron here. Before I put them, there's an onion peel in there. Oh no, it's a hunk of garlic. Let's wipe that out, huh? Before I dump them in the pan so that they're all toasting at relatively the same time. I said this doesn't have to be super specific. I do need to look up half a cup. How many tablespoons? 8 tablespoons. That is, because this, I'm going to put half a cup of coriander seeds. I did have to order some things online. Some things I did not. I already have some ground coriander, I think. But I want to use the whole for this. Anything when you're making a curry, there are recipes out there you can look up and just put all your different powders into a jar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it is delicious and special to get as many of the whole seeds you can and give them a nice toast up before you grind it. Amazing. Steaming up my camera. It's okay, they're not browning yet. We're good. Cumin seeds. I've got some regular cumin powder that I'll be using when I make the for the masala, but I am going to toast cumin seeds to make the curry. 2 tablespoons of these. You know what? I'm thinking better of this. I'm shutting off this pan. And I'm going to put these seeds into I'm going to move my camera before I completely cook it too. Sorry. I'll bring it over here. You can see what I'm doing with the spices. Check this pan. Okay, the pan's not very hot. I'm going to put them in a cold pan and bring it up to temp to toast them. That's a safer way to do it. Because then you can really tell by smell instead of scorching seeds. Some seeds are oilier per natural oils, and you don't want to burn any of them because that's a whole different flavor you're not looking for. Fennel seeds. Try not get out my fennel seeds. I know I have fennel seeds because I use them for Italian sausage. I thought I had them out. Caraway. Nope. Fennel seed. Okay, so I have coriander, cumin, tablespoon of fennel seeds. Who knew all of this was in your curry? And this is going to be a pretty standard, like a yellow curry you'd buy a jar of to throw in your chicken salad or mix with some chicken and tomatoes and yogurt or whatever. You could probably substitute as a garam masala, but you'd want to add cinnamon and stuff, which I'm not sure I'm going to put in this or not. I will post these recipes and links to other ones so you can take a look yourself. And decide what you might like. As I said, I was going to make a double batch of this to give some to my friend Lori, but I'm going to, because I had to alter the recipe and didn't have my tried and true available, it looks like Bittman changed his. I'm just make a single batch today, and then depending how it turns out, I'll make more, or I'll alter it. Okay, fenugreek. This is an unusual ingredient. The only thing I use it for is curries, but it is absolutely necessary. Need a teaspoon of that. So just like with chili powder, you don't realize what's making chili powder until you taste cumin separately, right? Fenugreek is kind of the thing that makes that yellow curry powder, or when you buy curry leaves, which is just a plant that smells like curry, that smell, it's a little pungent. It's pretty unique when you open just a curry and smell a powder. That's the key thing, is the fenugreek. It's very strong when it's toasted and ground, which is why there's only like a teaspoon in this giant pile in here. Peppercorns. A little thing of peppercorns. Lori. Oh. Gave me, I want to use for this, some Telecherry peppercorns. I don't know why I have my cherry smoked salt out here right now. I have so many spices. And the truffle salt. I think it was just in the way when I was getting out my cloves and cinnamon. Here we go. Telecherry peppercorns from Cape Fear Spice Merchants. Look at that. Teaspoon of black peppercorns. Wow, this packaging isn't great. Bags want to rip. I love these ones I got for gifting spices. They look like little mason jars, and they're a little stronger to pull open at the top. I mean, this is cool with the paper, but I don't understand. It seems like paper wouldn't. Uh-oh. It says it's hot. I know it's hot. The paper wouldn't preserve the spices as well. No, it means it's getting too hot, and I need to stir it. Or it just means it came all the way up to temperature. All right. Still not brown. Getting clear. Starting to get a tiny bit of color. Anyway, it seems like the paper wouldn't preserve. This is like a little porous. The spices as well. So I'll probably, now that these are open, put these in a jar. I've got another jar of peppercorns. Okay, how is this? My pan is cool. Now, I could put, I'm going to put some more ground things in here, but I don't need to toast those up. But let me look. Because I don't know if I'm going to use ground cardamom. I have cardamom seed. I'm not trying to make everything hard, I promise. These are smoked cardamom pods someone sent me a long, long time ago. I don't think they really have any oomph yet. I will test them, and if they do, I'll be adding some to a different batch. I've done that before. It made like a smoked curry, basically just using smoked cardamom instead of regular cardamom. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. There's coriander. I know I have cardamom seeds. I swear I ordered them. Did you all know that coriander seeds are cilantro seeds? I've actually let my cilantro go to seeds and collected the seeds from it before. Just starting to get some color on the onion. Okay. Is this everything I have whole? Let me get out everything else I'm going to put in here that's not whole to add after so it's in one place. I'm going to add some turmeric, which is the yellow. I'm going to add some mustard. I unfortunately am out of the seeds for that. It's a bit of a bummer. But a lot of the recipes I had ground anyway. Cardamom, cayenne, and ginger, dried ginger. This is for the curry powder. Don't forget the ground ginger I'm going to be using for the masala, the onion masala that you've seen me make before. It's got its own show if you want to go see how to make that. It's not what we're really here for today. This has a teaspoon of garlic powder in it. I'm absolutely not opposed to that. Bay leaves were included in, and some nutmeg and clove were included in the Bittman recipe, and I do want to add those. So this is going to end up being a pretty complex curry compared to some of the ones you see online. I'm going to break off a piece of fresh nutmeg for this particular application so that I can toast it. Oh yeah, it's starting to brown nice now. This is why it wants a half cup of oil. It really gets lost in there. These onions are not oily at all. Ah, um, it doesn't want to break. There we go. So I'm going to add, nutmeg is very strong, so add a piece about this big to our curry. These other little bits back in here for future use. Well, so I said I want to put bay and clove, right? Not gonna put a whole lot because again, I'm combining two recipes, and I don't want to go too much in a different direction than Mr. Bittman because I don't know why he didn't have the fenugreek in it, but I'm gonna put just like, let's see, like 7 cloves in there. And like 2 bay leaves. So that should be everything I want to toast. I'm gonna put like a little more than 2 because these are teeny tiny bay leaves. So let's get all this into our pan. Man, that's mostly coriander. And turn it on to like a medium heat. And we will be toasting those up. Let's take a look at our onions. Gonna take a look. Getting brown. Like I said, it take 15-20 minutes. I want them a little browner than that. And then I'll be adding the next set of ingredients to that. Let's open my tomatoes. How is everyone today? It's Wednesday, hump day. It's coming up on, oh my gosh. It's like 20 to 5-ish. We're going to have schnitzel for dinner tonight. So I'm like doing all this, and it's not even what dinner is going to be. I might, oh, no, I'm almost certainly, especially with the soreness I'm still having, going to get my sons to do at least the, pounding of the pork out. I know it looks like mostly coriander, and there is 8 tablespoons in there compared to like 2 and 1 of everything else, but It's also just they're more prevalent. Um, cumin seeds are tiny compared to them. I'm going to turn this up some and check on my onion. Okay, getting a good browning. Scrape down the sides. Some of these didn't touch as much as I want, but see, it's starting to get a little, if you can see a little fond on the bottom. You want it doing a little bit of that. Not too much. Yeah, almost ready to start adding more stuff to that. I can smell the cumin in this, and I can't even smell the coriander yet. You just want to keep an eye. I'm going to turn a light on. I want better light to make sure nothing gets too brown or starts to burn or anything. Don't let the peppercorns fool you. Remember, you have black peppercorns in there. They already look burned. I'm going to put the bay against the bottom of the pan because of the kind of surface area it has needing that. Okay. A little bit more brown. I don't want them burnt. I'm going to stir this a lot. Oh yeah, okay. Some of them start to dark brown. So putting in this head of minced garlic. It's about 2 inches of ginger. So if you're, that's how much of the root you cut off if you're going to grind it yourself. I'm going to say that's about 2-3 tablespoons. I love ginger, so to taste, I'm going to go with, that's a good 2.5, 3. And this just gets a couple minutes stirred. I can smell the cumin and the coriander. I'm going to turn this down in this pan, even over all that onion and garlic and ginger that's going. I got a garlic paper in there. Okay. Oh. Okay, now we throw in the tomatoes. I'm just using canned tomatoes today. 2 14-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. And just gonna cook that together a couple minutes on it. Still, it's on this high temp, but the tomatoes will start to turn color a little bit, and then we'll know to add our water, and then start the pressure cook. And this will be done after like 5 minutes of pressure cooking. We'll have a nice big batch again. Oh, all the spices make you cough a little. That I'll be packing in to these trays I got with the silicone bottom, so I can pop them out when they're frozen and put them in a Ziploc bag, which have been excellent for sharing with people and keeping in my own freezer for when I want to just try a new recipe. Or, man, that tikka masala from scratch came out so good. I was so excited. And I'm going to take these cans in the room by then. And be ready to, oh yeah, get this pressure cooking. It's got, how do I explain? You can feel it starting to stick to the bottom. That's a good thing. That's your fawn. It's probably also a very good indication that those tomatoes are where you want them. So it's a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to shut this off right now because I need to switch it to pressure cooking. Okay, while that happens, I'm going to shake these up some more. You know, Bittman's old recipe I know had cinnamon, and a lot of the other ones I looked at, I'm going to add some cinnamon. Because that's a flavor that with the curry travels to a different part of the house. And it's also a really good indicator. And this is cannella, which most cinnamon actually is. You can get it really cheaply by going to the Hispanic section of your store or to an Hispanic store instead of an outrageous amount in your McCormick or whatever to get cinnamon sticks. Although TJ Maxx is also a really good place to get cinnamon sticks. But anyway, cinnamon is a flavor that carries well in a way that can tell you when you're probably good to start grinding up your curry. Okay. Instant Pot. High pressure. Custom. 5 minutes. And start. So that'll cook for 5 minutes. Oh, boy, it smells good to hear. All right. The cinnamon will also, okay, that's where I've got it. Start to curl a little bit. I think I'm definitely going to want to try a few different recipes now that Bittman altered his, or I will ask somebody who's got an older copy of that book to give me, because I can probably remember the things I changed. Probably wasn't as much as I think. Do I want the other tool? I think I do. So I think I'll do a homemade garam masala because mine's getting low, and a 5-spice blend sometime soon if anyone's interested in seeing that. I want that to smell a little stronger. You really want to bring these flavors up and out. Funny thing is, when you start doing this, different spices, I know I talked about this in a different stream, carry differently, like high, medium, low notes, if you know that from aromatherapy or anything, or from perfume making. You can walk around the house and you will smell different things in different places. It's wild. See the nutmeg. Where did the cloves go? I see them. You smell anything in there, hon? You smell anything? I was wondering what you smell in the other room. Well, I know, but I was wondering if there's anything in particular from the spices. Okay. He can't tell. I am going to go get the other immersion blender thing to grind with, because those pieces of cinnamon are big enough that they're not going to fit easily in the coffee grinder one. Cool. I got to get around to donating the old one to somebody, Goodwill, or whatever. Oh, I also got a cool thing online. My camera cover fell. This is like a lid that you put on a mason jar, and then it's got a silicone thing. You move the silicone thing into this top cap, and because it comes not really attached. But this screws onto any regular mouth mason jar. This pops over it and silicone seals it so it ends up airtight. So for your spice blends, yeah. And it was really cheap to get a couple of those. I smell the cumin strongly now. And I smell coriander. I smell. Okay, the coriander smell is getting a little lemony. So we're almost done. I just want to be able to smell the cinnamon a little more and get this piece of garlic paper out. What does it think it's doing? And then we'll grind it up. I'm gonna need a jar. Have I got a jar handy? I have a jar that has Sharpies in it. Use ball mason jar. Obviously, I'm not going to cover anything before it cools, but this will help me mix. Let's put the other already. Okay, it's starting to smoke. See it? Just starting to smoke. I'm taking it off of the heat. We're done. Don't want it actually smoking. That's burning off oils, and you were bringing them out was the whole point. Ground stuff, turmeric. This is the yellow. What makes it yellow? I'm putting like 2 teaspoons of that in. Again, I don't know why Bittman's recipe didn't have it in there anymore. Wants a teaspoon of ground mustard. I'm only going to put like a half a teaspoon. I don't fully agree with this as an ingredient, but I do see where with everything else in there, it's going to brighten it up. And it's not like I don't know anything about spices. Cayenne. Again, it wants 2 teaspoons. I don't want 2 teaspoons. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon. To keep it sort of mild. You can completely skip cayenne and put paprika in it for a sweet version or a just non-spicy version. This is going to be, theoretically, it's going to be those kind of basic yellow curry powders that is so great to just throw in something you're stewing. It works well with a lot of stuff. Oh, my Instant Pot, hold on, isn't on. I hit keep warm instead of start. There we go. Chicken salad. Your regular chicken salad, right? You got some mayonnaise and mustard in there. Maybe squeeze a little lemon juice in there. Put some raisins and curry in it. Oh, I liked curry powder and some diced apples in my chicken salad. So good. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I did put again. Ginger. Half teaspoon of ground ginger. Where is it? Uh-oh. I know I got it out because, oh, here we go. I don't use ground ginger very much. Oof, it's pretty strong. But yeah, about a half teaspoon of that too. And really weirdly mixed feelings about the garlic powder. But I saw several recipes. You know what? No, I'm leaving the garlic powder out. Matter of fact, I'm going to cross it off this list right now. Because I don't feel... I feel like that's something we want to be more specific about when we're putting a curry into something. All right. So... Here we go. Here we go. I poured everything into this little guy with the blade. I'm sorry I didn't show you me measuring everything. Did I mix anything? I feel like I missed something. Why do I have the cardamom out? coriander, cumin, fennel, fenugreek, peppercorns, turmeric, mustard. Yeah, cardamom. I forgot the cardamom. Definitely don't want to forget that. Like, I definitely would have noticed that. Cardamom, just like the fenugreek, is key to a good curry powder, and um, I have altered a curry powder into just another delicious curry powder by using smoked cardamom. In the past, I'm sorry I don't have pods to actually have toasted and ground this myself, but this is a very fresh bottle. All right. Ooh, boy. Smells freaking good in here. I'm going to plug this in. Man, I wish I could have found an immersion blender that was cordless, but I didn't trust the motors on any of those. And hearing from other, I was just talking to Edith Dads, or talking about immersion blenders, because he was doing something. I thought, man, that makes me appreciate my immersion blender. He was doing something I totally would use one for, like blending a soup. And he had one, but he said the motor was really terrible. And yeah. I want to pulse this, get some of the bigger stuff to break, and then go hard. I'm going to, how do I turn this up? Is this up or down? I don't know if this is low or higher. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, okay. I forgot this has a little thing to release it. Still have a lot of detritus and holes in here. Of course, I can also see that it has, where's my chopstick? I'll use this. The oils have made it want to collect in the corners. Oh boy, it smells good, guys. I'm going to grind it a little longer and make sure I get everything I can out of these. And then I think I'm going to sift it to, I can do this a few different ways. I can sift it. I can put it in a mortar and pestle and really grind up all those hulls. I will tell you that this Ganzia, this nifty immersion blender I got, this dial doesn't seem to actually do anything. That did not change how strongly this ground or not. So, oh, it still smells really great, guys. I can test this by putting it in some mayo or some sour cream. I think I'll use mayo. It's gonna be this thing. Being, you know, some oil basically, an egg, and fairly neutral. Some salt that the mayo will have in it will help bring out. Get my vampire spatula. I'm going to do it right on the board so you can see it. And I'm going to mix some of this curry powder in here. Give it a moment to combine the flavors. That's coarser than I want it. This would be fine for stewing something, but I'm going to want to strain this because my primary use is going to be in things like salads. But it's in this nice yellow. And this is where I can decide to add different things to make it stronger on some flavors if I want. For sake of comparison, because I had not used this particular, new grinder attachment for my immersion blender for making seasonings before, I'm gonna put it through the one I normally use, and we'll have a comparison of how that works. I'm thinking that attempt was not as good as I thought. This is way too chunky, and I don't recall ever having to strain a curry powder before. But I haven't used a mortar and pestle to do it in a long time, so it must be that I was using. Well, I know I mostly use this, but it must be that this works better than this. Now I can find the lid because I threw it on the floor by mistake earlier, right? Remember it bouncing away? Okay. But I'll be ending the stream pretty soon. My masala is not far from done. Here we go. It's just a matter of getting this curry powder and to the flavor and texture I want. Oh, screw came out of something. Great. Okay. Yeah, don't use the immersion blender type attachment for making your curry powder when you're working with these kind of whole spices. You can see how much finer you want this powdered. It's not a super fine powder. It's got a little bit of ground in it, but holy crap, that's way more what we're looking for. I'm going to take some mayonnaise that's not messed up with the other kind, so it can actually infuse. Yeah, it's amusing. It's amusing. It's merging. What's the word I'm looking for, folks? Yep. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use the proper coffee grinder spice that is reserved for spices only to grind up the rest of this properly. And don't seal the jar shut that you put it in until it's cooled, or you'll have explodey problems on your hands. It is a little browner. You can add more yellow, more turmeric to make it more distinguished. I feel like I want to add more cardamom. And maybe more cinnamon, and more fenugreek to my next batch. But this will certainly do. It's delicious. And now, you can make your own curry. I'll post what I did today in the Discord. And like I said, I'll put links to a couple different versions. Or, you can Google that yourself, right? And see how different people make different curry powders. Basically, a lot of it's proportion and the same different stuff, and maybe adding a few things you haven't tried before until you get the blend you want. I hate that I threw away that recipe page. I don't know what I was thinking when I got rid of my old copy of how to cook everything. So anyway, yeah, thanks for being with me today. I'm gonna finish grinding the misground stuff, and maybe I'll make another batch off the screen tomorrow. I'll let you know however I improve this. But you got the basic idea. Measure a bunch of stuff in the pan, bring it up to temp. Make sure you keep it moving. As soon as it starts smoke, take it off, grind it up, curry or garam masala. Same thing I think is going to happen when I do 5-spice from scratch. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. Below you can find my Throne wish list. I have an Amazon wish list. I'm September. It's not hard to find. 9 of 12 on YouTube or here on Twitch to see all the VODs. And of course, you're always welcome to join my Discord to grab recipes, ask questions, share your own food picks. I love doing that. And sometimes I do giveaways of cookbooks and spice mixes and this and that. So I'll talk to you soon, and I look forward to cooking with you soon. I don't think anyone's here, but I'm going to raid Kanara anyway. I'm pretty sure she's still on because she was doing several new dishes or noodle dishes today. It takes a little more time than we've been doing today. How long were we on today? I don't know. My dashboard? Oh well, I don't know. I love that I got those raids the other day by Bombi and Renu. Thank you.